working. Should be working. Bear with me, everybody. Yeah, alright, here we go. Put the phone there. Right, we are out for a quick little bit of stick float fishing. Our first stick float session on the River Thames. Now, my son is looking for some guidance and expertise, and I've had to confess I haven't fished a stick float down the river for 30 years. But we've been catching a few little bleak, and we just had a couple of little chub, like little chublets, couple of ounce fish. So I thought it was time to fire up the stream, and hopefully we're going to catch a fish or two. Just swapped to a bit of worm to try and get away from the bleak. But I'm very pleased that this is the first sort of time we're fishing this stretch of river, which is in the town, which is why the cars are going across opposite. And the river's narrower here, and it's clearly got loads of fish in it. There's a little bit of tree down to my left. We're not fishing very far off the bank. It's a 13-foot rod. It's a little 2BB stick float. I've got number 4 shots just down the rig, and hopefully we're going to catch a few fish, or a few more fish. It's a very old Shimano XMA rod that weighs about as much as my Preston seat box. Don't want to try and show me some. Huh? What's that? Oh yeah, there's a few, maybe bits of worm in there. Oh, missing bites now. So if I was fishing a match here, what I'd do is I'd put a bait dropper in with a bunch of chopped worm in it and some casters, so it gets to the bottom. The principle, or the thought, is that there's a lot of small fish in the top layers. Oh, maybe. There's small fish in the top layers of the river, and the bigger fish will stick towards the bottom. So you want to put some bait in the bottom for those fish, and use a bait dropper, which is like a metal cage. It hits the bottom and it opens, and all the bait falls out. Yeah, the river's pretty. Hello, mate. Yeah, there's not a lot of flow on the river. It's not been any rain to speak of. But oh, there we go. Reading chat. Float's disappeared. Trying to get used to fishing with a stick float. It's been a long time. long time. But this is the first of what I'll call our river series. Yeah, I'm missing bites, so thanks. You could be like lead commentator. Yeah, maybe it's a bit further out than where we've been feeding and fishing. So yeah, hardly any flow. Here the river's a little bit deeper, just through this bit here. Yeah, this is yeah, you could say this is a trip back to the old school, really. I got a Shimano XMA waggler rod, which I think I got when I was 15, and I'm fishing also with an Abu Garcia 1044, which is also the same sort of age, still in great working condition. I dug it out of the depths of the tackle boxes, and it actually doesn't take long to remember how to fish with a close, safe place reel. Really, could do with a bit of flow for it to actually be necessary, but you know, in terms of fishing the river, I haven't done it in a long time, but we came down, roughly plumbed it, and had a bite first cast. There's loads of bleak, that much I know, but we'll just persevere with this bit of worm for a minute. We just had a perch and a small chub, or a little chublet and another little chublet. And a bit further down from here, I have caught chub, more reasonable sized chub. Caught one on a spinner at the weekend, and caught another bigger one on a drop shot rig, casting it over to the far bank. But this near side bank looks lovely. There's a bunch of overhanging trees down to my left. And I think if I'm just consistent with feeding, then I think something will, you know, rear its head and come upstream. Now, since I'm streaming, I can't get a bite. It says. Oh.
No. I was going to get the chub.
Did you? There we go. Oh, little chub. All is well. I'm not sure about the signal, whether it's going to hold out using a sort of connecting the GoPro to the phone in this way and streaming is not massively successful. There's a clear dislike between GoPro and Apple to make it work, so it might disconnect at any time. If it does, then apologies, but I've got a load of maggot with me, and I'm just half thinking it'd be nice if I just came down here with a couple of cans of corn. Actually, they're based off today. See what we can catch.
That's the smallest one yet.
Smallest, yeah, that is. Oh, little chub, tiny little chub. We've caught pike through this section, and perch, decent perch. So I think this is just solid. I don't see many people fishing it. I've been walking this stretch quite a bit now, for half a year, 3/4 of a year, back of last season, beginning of this. I think we saw someone that was pike fishing, didn't we? And that's pretty much it. And we're sitting on a set of stone steps, so it's sort of like a nice little perching spot. You can fish a stick float here, or you could quite easily chuck a feeder across. There's loads of boats upstream and blocking out most of the other places where you could sit and fish. But they can't moor here. There's no mooring points, so it's perfect. Yeah, tiny little chub. I need to Maybe I need to start coming down and pre-baiting these pegs. It's not far from where we live, so it wouldn't be impossible to do, you know?
You still wouldn't want
What's that?
to. You still wouldn't want to.
Wouldn't want to pre-bait? I think we would. We want to turn these 1 ounce, 2 ounce chub into 6 pound chub. I think we might. I'm confident that there's much bigger chub just a bit further downstream. Yeah, whip would work well as well. 4 metre would be too long. For where we're fishing, it's quite deep actually, just straight off of the steps. So you could actually sit 1 step further down and just fish a top kit. Although I do think, thanks son, I do think after a bit of time some better fish are going to move in. There we go.
That looks like the same perch that we've had 3 times.
No, it's just another big perch, another perch.
It looks brown. Not green.
There we go. But yeah, just a top kit will probably do. Just put some blue hydro in it, that would suffice. Although as I said, I think if we keep fishing here, bigger fish are going to move up out of this overhanging tree to the left and come and pay us a visit. I'm not sure I want to hook a half decent chub on a blue hydro and a top kit. Even though there's no flow in the river to speak of. I feel, oh. Pike down the furthest of the run. That's the furthest I've trotted down there. I wouldn't exactly really call it trotting, but
We've only got 2 miles. You have to move it.
yeah, it's true. It's further, but I'm confident that if I was even to stay there, remember I've got the whole rest of the river, that side of the bait. So if I fish that side of the bait, I've got all of that river to attract fish. So it's not always a bad thing to fish off your bait. Either further down past it, although it will be, if there's any bait getting down, it will trickle down the river. But there's fish coming from over there, or fish just sitting away from where all the bait's going in, from all the commotion. Sometimes you can get, you know, the better fish out of the normal run, as it were. I say with absolutely no river experience, but I do know some very good river anglers, and I've spoken to them and they have agreed to come and down and do some sessions with me on the river. And we are also in possession of a lock license to go and fish further up in the weir, or by the weir, which is, I'm told, is renowned for pike. So we might be up there in a few weeks with some dead baits. I'll be online tonight looking for a lighter 13-foot or 14-foot rod for doing this, because this old Shimano. It weighs a ton. I had high hopes for that bite then. It's a consistent run through though, which is quite nice to know. There's no snags, but yeah, we're going to go upstream for sure and get the pike fishing gear out and have a go doing that. Now we've got the right permit for doing it. So we're looking forward to that. Oh, hello. Yeah, we're just streaming at the moment, so you'll be live on telly. So beware. But yeah, we're catching. We are catching. Thanks. Yeah. Nice and relaxing. Have you lost your children? What a friendly town we live in, eh? Do you think I should send them the clip to the live stream where they were like walking along going wiggly worms? That's what happens when you fish in the town where your kids go to school. Right, and you live. So I need to increase the concentration here. So you start thrashing that spin around, that'll be good. Yeah, no, you do it, it's alright. It's alright. Father and son angling at its finest, this is.
This one would be good. I had a bite.
I don't know what you're going to catch on that spinner because it's got that feather on it. You could, well, maybe more probability of hooking a pike than on the other ones. But do you want to do it in this peg or do you want to do it in the
But then I don't have a net.
next peg down? Yeah, good point.
Do we even have forceps?
Yeah, in the bag. Forceps in the bag with a... Yeah, I think there's a good chance you'll look a pike.
I'm doing it slower than we did.
Right, so now I'm fishing a stick float and the son is next to me casting a spinner into the river. So I'm going to have to do some more research into fishing down the river for sure. It's not something I've done for a long time really, but it is on my doorstep. So it's only right that I
Yeah, it's one of the good swimmers.
Huh?
One of the good swimmers.
This swim?
No, one of the good spinners.
Yeah, I think it should spin quite naturally.
So I had to bite on every cast as well, but not very good then.
Oh, really? So yeah, we'll get some top angling coaching going on down here. But I think, you know, river fishing's, you know, it's pretty simple
Oh, I caught something.
in terms of, you know, starting out. If you think about fishing for F1s or, you know, fishing for carp like I was doing at the weekend, competing in a match, you know, you don't need a lot for this. But I guess you need a bit of knowledge and confidence, you know, to scale down the gear. You know, it's £3 main line, 013 to an 18. I think that's probably too big. I probably need to see if I can find some size 20 hooks. Line strength's all right, I'm not fussed about that. Until I learn a little bit more about what's in these pegs. Oh, there we go. Woo! Oh, come off. Well then get the net out ready. That was pike.
You should have met them.
Okay, should I?
Yeah, you should have.
I should have done that. Right. I told you there was a chance you might hook a pike. Well done. That's it. It's his new favourite peg now. There's no flow at all where we are. I keep feeding though.
This one you're gonna have to net.
No, you're more than capable of netting it. More than capable. I can't grab that net that's on my right hand side with my right hand, which is holding my rod currently.
What's one?
Right? It's not feasible, but it is entirely feasible that you net the fish. There's a little jack pike. Yeah, yeah. We can't have any of that chat. Hero said that you're showing me up.
Probably throw it in the coffee.
Yeah, it hit it straight right under our feet, right? We're going to challenge them guys from Snag Bro for their pike fishing. Remember to just try and like bring it to the left a little bit or something before it comes out. That's it. So there was no flow, and now there's like completely no flow. If someone's just
Maybe I close the lockdown.
turned the water off.
You might turn the lockdown.
Yeah, but the water flows over the weir regardless.
Maybe throw it off.
Yeah,
And the wind's blowing.
but you know, flow's completely disappeared out of the peg. We've got a lot to learn about river fishing, I think, son. Stay tuned, it's all going to happen on this channel. Hopefully I'm going to hook that pike on a worm now.
I'm not going to do that. Pike.
It is. It is. I'll hook this little chub and the pike's going to have it. They fish the Thames Festival, which happens every year, just to our left. So the first stretch on the Thames Festival is to our left, and then they fish 3 stretches down. I think it's in August this year. I think it's next month. And when they do that, they'll dig out a load of cut out a load of pegs to the left. At the moment, you can't get to the river. Huh? Bad cast? But yours? Yeah, I agree. Has it got weed? If you get weed and stuff around it, it will stop the... It won't work, as it were. Oh, that was a good bite. That was a good bite. It was a good bite. Huh? You just pulled the feathers off? The feathers fell off. That's a good quality spinner. See, now there's a little bit of flow again. My pike knowledge is limited. I think if a pike strikes but doesn't feel anything, excuse me, it's likely to come back for another go. But if you hook the pike and it shakes itself free, then it's going to say, no, that's it, I've had enough, and I don't fancy eating that again. Oh, so I'm getting a few bites. They're down. Interesting. Just sitting on this worm, I'm getting some bites there to the left. Of where I'm fishing. No, I'm staying worm. But I'm getting some bites just sort of to the left of where I'm feeding. It's probably 13 foot away from where the bait's going in a swim that I think is about 5 foot deep. I'm just going to keep feeding because the maggots are turning to caster, so they're all on their way in the river. Oh, local canoeing club coming for a little bit of a canoe up the river. So today was about just having a little explore, work out if I was right that I thought that there was a load of, pulled out of that fish as well, work out if there was a load of fish here, and there clearly is. Now we're going to work on, we're going to work on getting better. You're alright, we're only fishing here, it's alright. Right, which one do you want to catch? Do you want to catch red hat, purple hat, white hat? Who do you fancy catching? Right, go for red hat at the back. See if you can get red hat. I don't really think they understood the joke, but so I'm getting bites. They're all coming. A little chublet back in the river. They're all coming a little bit further to the left now. I think the fish are. I'm not sure if they're going down the river or whether it's because I'm staying on the worm and not hooking bleak. But I'm quite happy to stick with the worm. There's another little little chub. I'm sure there'll be plenty of river anglers watching this going, oh my gosh, what are these two doing? Come back in a year's time, that's all I can say. We'll be all over this. Because I'm trotting. Yeah, different spinners. I'm trotting down here because I was convinced that would be the best way to get a bite, bringing my son. But actually what I'd really quite like to do is drop a little bomb down there to the left. Right, on the perch. What, you had another bite? Another perch?
I don't think I can make it. It was quite a big one.
Yeah, we were down on. When did we come down? Sunday? Sunday, when you had that perch.
I didn't have the perch. It was
Well, when you didn't hook the perch, the one that came up and
yeah.
attacked the spinner. So there's a load of big perch in this stretch. In fact, from where we are now up to the, it's a better fish.
You're catching the tide's almond.
Wow. Oh yeah. So in this stretch, I've seen chub that will go more than £5. I know there's pike to 25. I believe there's double figure barbel. There's a few local rumours. So I think the fishing here is quite prolific, but for some reason there's not, in my mind, a lot of people fishing it. So we'll just claim it for our own. Maybe I can ask the council and purchase the fishing rights off them. No, I don't think it will. I think you hooked that pike, and as such that pike has decided, I don't fancy that.
Maybe it's because I'm stuck.
Yeah, maybe. I don't fancy another go. You can go to the next peg, one up or one down. Well, you can try one up, one down.
But here I've seen a pike.
Well, okay, but it's not come back though, is it?
You don't know that.
So it's live telly, can't you?
I think these are all bites.
Hmm?
All of these things are bites.
Got things to bite. I don't think there's any bites there. Yeah, that's with the disturbance that was caused by the canoeist. That was a bite. So yeah, I'll do a little bit of homework into appropriate stick floats to trot down here. I'm not too sure, but
oh, I need to cast farther because I'm far back.
you know, I don't think you're allowed to fish off the other bank. I think fishing's from this bank only. So I hope the signal's holding out. I've not got a I've not mic'd myself up today. I'm just using the mic straight off the camera, so I don't think the audio will be quite as good. We could start a series, couldn't we? Down the river with Graham and Lewis. Can we? Nope. Okay. Who's watching that? Hero's watching it. Hero, were you going to watch if we create an episode called Down the River with Graham and Lewis? Are you gonna tune in? It's interesting. I'll give him the stick float rod, and he'll hold it for about 3 minutes and say it doesn't work because he's used to fishing the pole. I'll put the spinner in his hand and he'll cast it and 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 cast it. No, the one before was brown.
Brown and wet.
Yeah.
By the time it came past, it was so
Yeah. Love local dogs. Yeah, is it working all right? I'm glad the stream's working. We've tried it, some of the very early streams, 4 months ago. That's a better fish.
Yeah?
That was a better perch.
There's something there again.
Yeah, it could be a snag though. There you go. They're getting bigger, these perch. Yeah, I'll send a message to.
I'm going to go to the net.
Okay, take the net. Okay. Scream when you hook a big pike. Okay, or just bring it back here will do. That'll be most convenient. Yeah, I should start, you know, sending tips to the people fishing the Thames Festival. Yeah, he might do it. I'm not going to put it past him. You know, he's capable. He's going to catch a 20-pound pike now. There's two probable outcomes from this moment, which is he's going to come back with a pike, or he's going to get the spinner snagged. But I'm not sure he's. Yeah, spinner's going to get snagged, or he's going to come back with a pike. I don't think he's going to come back with neither of them. It's quite interesting because I never grew up with, you know, I grew up with a small, tiny little river near me, but you know, we're on the nothing as mighty as the Thames, you know, and it'll be quite interesting to see whether river fishing takes over from from fishing lakes. But we're okay. We've got some local venues, so we're pretty comfortable. There's plenty of fishing to be done, but it will be interesting if we go up to the weir with the pike gear and start catching pike. Then I think it'll be difficult to sway them away from it. We went at the beginning of the year, which is, you know, some of those early videos on the stream, and we were still trying to work some stuff out, and we, you know, sat there for ages and caught a couple of pike. And in terms of the action and the excitement, you know, F1 fishing does not compete. You know, the excitement of watching that big old pike float bob around and then start moving around and waiting to strike, and you know, all of that was a lot more exciting than watching a, you know, pole float go under and, you know, catching a £2 F1. We'll see. Yeah, I got you. Yes, this has got everything in it. This part of the Thames. And as I was saying, it's coming back. We're going to get a live update. I should go to the next peg.
Yeah, because there's loads of space.
Is there space? Are you trying to force me out of this peg?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Go that side. You can go next side. Well, not today. I've been feeding this peg now for... Okay. Alright. You keep going then. Alright. Tricks to try and push me out the peg, eh? So yeah, we've got, you know, a lot of fishing available to us here. I could do some really early morning sessions. It's also a possibility. So I'm fishing. Well, I've got a 13 foot rod in my hand, and it's as far out as it is as I'm sitting back. So I'm fishing about 12 foot into the river. And the river must be, let's say, 100 feet wide at this spot, maybe something like that. Don't quote me on it, but that's just rough maths, maybe 80 feet wide. Maybe that's a bit more realistic. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, yeah, maybe 80. 80 foot wide. I'm fishing, how far down how deep is that? 13 foot rod, about halfway, six-ish foot deep. I think I'm just off the deck. Actually, I might deepen it in a second. I think I'm running it just off the deck. Well, I think the worm would take that float under, so maybe not. Practically no flow. Just feeding maggot. Fishing the worm on the hook, 3-pound main line. 013 bottom to a size 18 SLWG. So yeah, let's just deepen it off a bit. do wish there was a more robust way to stream from this location. I'm not actually too sure why everything's working better today than previously, when just streaming off of the GoPro app, but it is working better. Maybe it was, ooh, bigger fish topped out in front of me there. Before I was streaming to Twitch. I wonder if it's just working a bit better with YouTube. I'm rambling now. I need to focus. Get on for 8:30 and I want to catch £3 chub, for which I'll have to call him to come back. He's just in the peg next door. Yeah, I kind of like this peg. It's overcast behind us. We've got a relatively narrow part of the river here, so it's deeper. I know it's deeper. Getting good bites, I'm just not hitting them. Maybe it's Bleak grabbing on the end of the worm. So yeah, I kind of like it here. There's a little inlet pipe. No, it's not. It's some tyres. I tell a lie. On the far bank. It's deep straight off the side here. So I've got some depth right under my feet. Chuck that maggot in the wrong place. Loads of perch, and you catch like a little clam. You can see that. Yeah, look, it's a clam. I don't want to say it's a freshwater. It's not a mussel. It's not a freshwater mussel. It's a freshwater clam. That's good, son. You're going to take it there and then chuck that back in. Keep going. Oh, thanks for chucking it in my bag. Yeah, delightful. Okay.
But you can see the perch in the other peg.
You can see them?
But they don't want to bite it. So they're following it around, but they just don't want to bite it.
Are they following it in, are they?
No, they're not. I'm dragging it in front of them. They're following it.
Oh, okay. Nice to tangle on a rig there. So I was wrong, neither happened. He's come back. He's still got the rig and he hasn't got a pike. Oh, excellent. There's a cast of kings. You sure you want to be fishing right next to me again? Yeah. Okay. Did you not go down the river?
I did. Just next there.
And
Next to the boat.
what, you cast it what that way?
That way.
Are you pointing downstream?
No.
Okay.
It's not.
Did you try downstream?
No.
Why? You don't think it's as good?
No, because I can't see it.
What?
I can see the perch.
Okay. You come back here, you can't see the pike.
Well, I did see it.
Okay, so you know the pike's around here somewhere. Yeah, just remember to pull it to the side before you pull it out.
If I did hook the pike like that, if you wait, not enough line to miss it, like, if I lift out, I can see a massive pike.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to open the bail arm or pull some line out with your hand straight away, right? Dried up a little bit for bite. Well, no, I'm getting bites actually, but they're I'm not sure what they're doing.
I was also getting bites over there, but a lot of them were snagged.
Okay. It's not a bite if it's a snag.
I also caught
I think that clam was a prize catch.
like that.
I'm just gonna, I think next run through I'll deepen it off a little bit more again.
To the one where you caught all
See, there's a bite there. It's gone further than it has previously without me getting a bite now. Little indication there. Another little indication there's a bite. Missed it. Just deepen that off a little bit more again. That should be running along the bottom now. I don't think it's that deep. Okay, now I'm towing and I've managed to bring that rig to a standstill. Shadow that back up again. This is currently a lesson in how to miss bites. Fish the stick float 6 foot deep, 4 number 4s in the bottom third of the rig, or the bottom half. And miss loads of bites while chucking loads of maggots in. Another little bite there. So yeah, I'll do some homework, speak to some river anglers about how to be more efficient. You know, everything just says to me, switch off of maggot, start fishing cast hemp. And if I fancy just trying to trot down for a chub or two, then just fish with corn. But I'll go and do my homework, speak to some people. There's certainly not a shortage of fish here, that's for sure. can't even really hold it back. There's not enough flow to hold it back really. I think it's got to be a bit more flow in it than what I've got. Okay. Took a while, that fish. 20 to 9. A little chub. Let's try double maggot again quickly.
Quickly, because the pike aren't the fastest if they actually want to.
Pike are ferociously fast.
Yeah, but if they're just looking at a fish and speeding off.
Yeah, but if a pike decides it wants to have it, the pike is built purely for short-term speed, which is why when you hook them, they don't fight, because they've, you know, that's not what they're built for. You know, they splash around trying to spit the hook out. A pike is built for speed. Be under no illusion there. Has that gone over your rig? Is it all right? No, it was you splashing there.
Jumped.
Okay.
I was in here.
All right.
Something jumped.
Oh, okay. All right. Live telly, remember, son? No. Right, catching a lot of these. No, that's a dace. Actually, that's a dace. I am half expecting to hook a dace or a small chub or a bleak, and then for the pike to smash into it. Wow, then that's no, the rig's going to go. I've just gone back to the maggot just to see, you know. Thing about a river peg is they change, you know, fish move in, fish will come upstream, you know, as bait trickles downstream, you'll attract other fish in. So the bleak are there, and if I think about river fishing, there's a good chance that other fish come in and push those bleak out. So we're getting bleak to start. We had some small little chub on pieces of worm, and then just gone on to maggot, and then caught a dace. So if we could just finish with a proper chub or a barbel, then that would...
Caught a single barbel.
Huh?
I haven't caught a single barbel.
Who hasn't caught a barbel? When?
You haven't caught any barbel.
There's a roach. Yeah, it's a first good roach.
It's a big roach as well.
Yeah, it's a good roach. You mean ever? I've caught barbel before, son.
Yeah, but not here.
No, I've caught no barbel in the Thames yet. It's a nice roach. So yeah, an hour of feeding. Plenty of maggot. Dace and Roach have moved in. Well, this is right in front of me. You know, I'd be quite interested to know what would be on the waggler line. You know, further out.
You can have a cast.
Huh?
You can have a cast.
What do you mean?
Something's wrong with this.
Yeah, it's twisted.
Well,
Another bite there.
I would have probably caught that. I didn't.
Well, you know. What are we down to? Oh. There's another tiny little dace. Yeah, maybe that could happen. That could absolutely happen here.
What? Oh, I had something there, but it wasn't.
He's suggesting he or she, don't know, is get the GoPro in the river.
Yeah.
Well, one of the other ones anyway.
Very shallow. I'm surprised that the pike could even fit in that space.
Where?
In front of me.
I don't. Why do you think it's shallow?
Because I only see the rocks over there.
Can you?
Yeah, that.
Okay.
Oh no, that's a post. No, it might be really deep.
You say it's a post?
Yeah, there's a post there. You stand up and sit.
Yeah, no. What we'll do maybe one day is we'll just come down and we'll just plumb a load of swims up. We'll try and work out the depth. And then we can do relative to these steps. We can then say whether the river's, you know, high or low. But we need to spend some time learning the depth of the river. Bearing in mind it's deeper here because it's narrower, and you know, 5 minutes walk to our left, the river's half the width again and significantly shallower. So I think we'll go for another quarter of an hour till 9 o'clock. Maybe well, the geese are all coming out to sit on the grass and go to sleep for the night. Yeah, do you want to tell them to keep it down? Oh, there we go. There we go. I better get this in. Yeah. Oh, it's not about me being too late. It's all the way out there. Do you want to tighten that clutch up a little bit on that reel? I don't know why that was pulling line. Oh, no, not. Oh, the pike struck again. The pike struck again. It wasn't a little jack either. Another little. What are you, Dace? Yeah, I think they're taking pictures of the geese. So is it tightened up? Hmm? So, yeah, but I think that's a bit loose, isn't it? Do another couple. That's better. So he's moved where he's casting. He's casting further round to the left. And the pike struck pretty quick in the middle of the.
Yeah, I had another one. But it was a lot weaker, so I think
It's all action at the ends of the stream. Unlucky is the comments.
would have had a reason.
I don't think it's anything to do with the fact that I didn't get a net when the fish was, you know, 25 feet out in front of us. Yeah, it was. No, it wasn't, son. Anyway, let's not keep discussing how far out it was. It was out far enough that, no. No. What a good fishing spot.
Yeah, we need to come back.
Yeah, I told you this was going to be a good peg.
Yeah, but the one next to us is even better. Even though I haven't had any pike.
Okay.
Because you can see the bottom and you see all the
Yeah, but I don't think that's better. Really, we want a bit of colour in the river for what I'm doing. I think maybe for you trying to...
Tangled up again.
Yeah.
Must be up.
You trying to hook pike, maybe we want something different. And do some homework about catching pike, whether you want clear water or... I suspect clear, because they're hunting on site.
Yeah, I'm using spin.
Maybe those pike are just getting attracted. Remember those John Arthur videos we watched? With, yeah, so if you watch the John Arthur videos on the Thames Festival, you know, he's got pike striking at the Roach and Dace he's catching all the time, right? And maybe this works quite well. I'll fish the stick float, bring a load of silvers in the peg, and you can try and hook the pike that are fishing for them or hunting them.
We're literally doing just that.
Yeah, I know.
What's that?
Good bites. I'm getting a little bit of a difficulty in hooking them. So 10 more minutes. 10 minutes and then we will...
And the perch that I can get on the spin of the fish. That guy's getting 2 bites at once.
Okay.
Like he was free-handing
okay.
one, holding the other.
Oh. The roach.
I think this one's going to have a bite.
Huh?
Oh no, it's gonna
Go on, go and hook a 20-pound carp or something.
on the spinner.
Yeah.
Would a carp even
Or another
try
big chub.
A carp would not try to have a spinner.
You'll be surprised what fish will eat in the river.
No, a carp would not have a spinner.
So, in terms of fishing update, whilst we chat away, bites every put in on the stick float. I am missing a lot of bites.
Still ripples, but these are a lot smaller as well.
That's the spinner coming out.
Yeah, but before there were big ripples and double ripples, the spinner and...
Yeah, I think maybe that pike that you hooked in here, you know, had a couple of goes at that spinner on the way out first.
I've had one bite that I didn't strike or even take notice of.
Yeah.
Like a double bite.
But that wasn't the same pike that you know, that was a bigger pike that you hooked out there.
Yeah.
If it was a pike,
I think that was a...
you know. That was
My
a
fish cams, by the way, is on
bleak, I think.
It was on
This has been a thoroughly enjoyable river session. Fishing our local stretch of the River Thames. Is it? Is that a pike, is it? Come on then.
There's bubbles there. Bubbles after I cast. There's a pike.
Okay.
Oh look, it's moving. The bubbles are moving. There's a pike. Come on.
Tune in for the next episode of Pike and what's this? You are a Dace, I believe.
Come on. Gotta be.
Unless it's a giant bleak, I don't actually know. We have to do some homework, son. I might have just caught the world's largest bleak and I don't know about it. So I think we've been very educational in terms of our angling. Yeah, it is a fisher chuck, and if you know, like if you scale it down, fish a smaller hook. You know, I'm fishing a size 18, but I think, you know, in terms of the fish I'm catching, I should be fishing a 20. But it's a bite or a fisher chuck. It's only not a fish because I don't hit the bites. Yeah. Right. So I think these geese that are in front of me, I think they want to come up out the steps.
Let's go this way then.
So we are going to move. Can you get this in the box, son? Get that back in the bag. We're going to put a premature end to fishing in this peg in favour of,
They're going away.
well, I think this is their preferred exit method. And if we move, they might come straight up here. I haven't just planted that in the tree, have I? Twice. 30-foot rod. Smallest dog in the world, causing the biggest noise. I do. Right. So yeah, I think the geese want to come out those steps. Because you put the bucket there, and I'll have. Actually, I won't have a quick cast here. I'll call that it for the day. It's all about you catching pike now, son. One more cast, and then that's it. We're done.
Here.
Yeah, it's very shallow. Oh yeah, very shallow.
Look, like, look over there.
Just looking over here, it's very shallow.
The part.
Yeah, I think there's, yeah, well, you know what you read about
And there. There's one.
how many perch you would get in an area.
So another one.
Yeah,
1 to 200.
yeah. Now go and catch a 20-pound pike. That's the challenge. Last cast, and then that's it. Once it's out, it's out. Then we're off. No pike. Right. Well, that's us for the day. We've had a lovely time. and we'll catch you on the next one, on the next episode of the river stream. That's what we'll call this now, the river stream. There's a marketing idea for me. Right, catch you later.